Now that brings me to cone E. The bottom boulder on Nolan's Cross. That's a granite 5-ton or more boulder on season 4. Here we go. You guys ready?
We're ready.
Judy's ready. All right. This is the bottom boulder. Cone E. Like what Aaron said, there's a shaft or something towards the end of the cross. You remember that, Judy?
Yes. Wow.
So they had these rock experts coming over. This was on season 4. But I didn't think anything of it as you watch these seasons and watching the rocks and the swamp and the money pit and Smith's Cove and such, you know, Jody?
Right, yes.
And some things you just miss. All right, Chris, anytime. I'll just throw you the link and come on. But when I saw this, Chris, on Cone E, I missed a couple of things that they were saying. The bottom boulder. Now, guys, this is the bottom boulder of the cross, of Nolan's Cross. This struck me as funny. A granite boulder are not smooth. They said, awful smooth surface there, isn't it? I don't think it's natural at all. Smooth surface on a granite boulder. How did this boulder get smooth on the bottom? Was it hauled from around the swamp on the stone paveway? How does it get smooth? Is it a natural smooth that the glaciers receded and made it the bottom smooth? But why just the bottom 20 inches? Why isn't the whole boulder smooth if it's in a glacier? It's smooth from dragging. When he said, I don't think it's natural at all, and I always said, well, how the heck did they even make the cross? You know what I mean, Judy?
Right, for sure. How did they get those stones in there?
You know, how did they make the measurements and put them stones over 5 tons, 10-ton cone-shaped boulders? They had to drag them there by oxen on stones, but it would get that smooth just going short distances. On granite, I don't know how much granite smooths out as far as you dragging it, you know, on logs or on rocks. You know what I mean, Judy?
Yes, and I sure have no idea.
So we're getting everything that we know. The stone pathways. We don't know where these boulders came from. The beach end, the swamp end. We have no idea how this cross was made. Chris says, making the cross without creating a huge footprint on the island to give away their secret. Well, if you're dragging a 5-ton boulder, you're going to make a rut. Or they said, Chris, they did it in the wintertime. They drug them on the ice. You know what I mean, Judy?
Yeah, and that's certainly a possibility, I guess.
You know, if you got to move these boulders when it's frozen, when the land's frozen. So it wouldn't create a huge footprint. It just doesn't appear natural. Let's see, when we get this in season, what season was this? Season 4, we didn't have the details up to season 8. You know, like the stone pathways, the swamp area. We had no idea, even though they knew in 1795 that the stone pathways were in the swamp. Now you sort of relate back to what you know now. You know, Judy?
Right. And perhaps come up with some better answers.
That's what those huge boulders along the road with the hook bolts, or whatever they're called, were for. The anchor bolts. To make this boulder cross, NOLANS cross. So you know what I mean, guys? I try to look back on what the information we have now and try to tie it into the information we just had like 4 or 5 seasons ago. Yup, Chris, they would have removed a lot of trees, not only to dig the trenches for the ice, but for the line of sight to align them. Yeah. If they came for the swamp, we would never know because it's all under the muck. You know what I mean?
Right. It would be hidden.
It would be hidden in the swamp. And of course, the trees had to be cut down on the location of all these boulders on each one. Just seems very strange. Look how flat, look how smooth the side of that boulder is, Chris. Can you guys see it? Almost looks like it got cut with a diamond blade. Can you guys see that?
Yes, and it sure looks like it, John.
Hi, Elizabeth. Thanks for coming in. How do you get a cone boulder that looks like it's so flat on the end that it's like cut with a diamond blade? It just blows me away. I don't know why I didn't see this before, Chris. I bolt saw.
They didn't have any way of doing that, did they, John, at that time? Cutting it like that.
No, this is from moving. This is from dragging. Or some of them say
Okay.
this is from the glaciers moving. When the glaciers receded, you know what I mean? It made all these shapes and lakes and rivers and everything else.
Right.
So also, like Chris, I was looking for the other boulders. This is the only boulder I see that's visually smooth on the bottom. Maybe the rest are buried so deep that they didn't see it. But now I want them to actually excavate each boulder and see if there is a flattened bottom to each one. You know what I mean, Chris? Yep. So is it cut, or is it from being moved, or it's from the glacier? I got to get Chris on here.
Be a good idea.
Maybe he's got his pajamas on. That's why he don't want to come on. Yep. Egypt figured it all out using levers and sleds. Yep. But as far as a granite cone, getting only flattened on the bottom, the only thing I can think of is movement. That's all I can think of. So when I saw this flat inside, and then the face of America think the oxen dragged them. Yeah, from whatever position on the island to make this cross. But we got to find out if the other boulders, Judy, are all smooth on the bottom.
Yes, Chris asked that a minute ago. He said he'd like to know that too. Yeah, we do need to find that out. Why would just one be that way?
So we all see that flat side that's unnatural. So that was driving me crazy. I couldn't wait to show you guys. I never saw that before, even though I heard him say it's not natural. But for some reason, it went right over my head.
Well, I know, John, from doing a synopsis, that in each episode there's so much to take in that it's always a good thing to go back and watch it again.
And the net B says they had to take a lot of oxen and manpower, so you would think there would be something left from having that much activity in the area. They need to excavate the whole area. Yup. But for some reason, Judy, this didn't really ring a bell when I saw this program until now.
Well, I know I missed it.
And we ask, what did they make NOLANS cross for? Why are these boulders in this position? What about this? What about that? Who did it? Where did the boulders come from? And Mark says, easier to drag on the smooth side. It would make sense if it's stone, if it's the only stone, and had a flat side being the farthest stone, maybe on the whole other side of the island. But you're not going to hit rocks all the way. You're going to hit dirt and everything else. You're not going to have a stone pathway that it grinded down like sandpaper. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're going to go through mud. You're going to go through grassy areas, hilly areas. Not unless they made a trench and then it froze in the winter and they drag it down, but then it wouldn't flatten out in ice. You don't grind down granite on ice. You know, Judy?
Yeah, I can't see that happening.
So that just sort of got me crazy. And here's the phone call. The phone line up. If you want to give me a call, the phone line is open. Let us know in the text, in the chat, if you want to make a call before we end it up tonight. And Judy will get off the line and just call in on your ideas. This is a group participation. I like all you guys getting involved. Yeah, and that's not weather. That's not weather beaten flat. That's too smooth. And Mark says maybe man-made flat beforehand to drag it easier. That's a possibility. But we know it's not from the weather, you know, Judy?
Right, for sure. No, something's done that.
Yeah, because
Some
look.
tool,
Go ahead.
some tool, or the dragging process. That's the only thing I can think of.
Because why is the other type of the cone like a cone? Why isn't the top flat, the other side flat?
Right.
So that got me going. They got me crazy.
It would be great if they could take the time to dig at each one of those stones and let us know what's there.
Yep. Mike Wellington, that was one stonemason. Mark Foger, another stonemason, says it's just not natural. You know what I mean? There's the whole stone as it seems, and just the bottom is squared off, that one side. So, like Chris says, are the other boulders, do they have the same characteristics? That's the question, Judy. That's the big question.
Yes, it is. I had forgotten how large that boulder is. It is big.
Over 5 tons, they said. And this is the bottom boulder. You know, Erin said that bottom boulder in her directions could be the entrance of the vault. So there's a lot of things going on with this boulder right here, the bottom boulder, cone E. And Chris says they need to clean them all up to look for carvings. Yeah, we got carvings all over the island, except for on NOLANS boulders. Why is that?
Right.
They would have said something, except for that knife typing face middle headstone on Nolan's cross. But all the rest of the boulders, they never said if there's any carvings on any of them. They must.
No, they never did.
They must power wash them off by now. You know what I mean? Just to check them out.
We think so. Tammy's with us. Hi, Tammy. Good to have you home, hon.
Where is she? Hello, Tammy. I don't see her.
Yeah, just come up. Says Tammy Williams is watching.
Very good, Tammy. Hope you're doing okay. The center stone, you're talking about the face stone, right, Chris? And I'm pretty sure they've been there for 13, 14 years. I'm pretty sure they power wash these boulders off. If not, they got me scratching my head again. Tammy Williams in the house. There she is. Glad to have you.
We are. We missed you.
The whole gang is saying hello. But yeah, Tammy, we're talking about Cone E, that bottom boulder, about the smooth side on the bottom, and how it was dragged there, where it came from. Yup, Chris, the headstone. That's all I remember on the headstone, Chris, was that knife imprint in the face. I don't remember any carvings other than that. But then my mind is getting fried by the week anyway, so.
Wouldn't they have to carve the face? That wouldn't be natural, would it?
No, it won't be natural. No, they carved the headstone, the face, and then on top of the face there was like a dagger looking item. And that was under, I think, 6 feet of dirt that Fred Nolan found there.
Right.
And Chris says, no, there's more. Okay, we got to see. We got to see. And remember, they have to look under Fred's shed, too. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yep, Tammy's been saying that forever. Look under Fred's shed. Who knows what's there, guys? Who knows? Unbelievable. So that's about all I got really for tonight. It was a media overload, paperwork overload, notebooks overload, Judy.
Right, John. You certainly proved that tonight.
And Tammy Williams says the golden egg is under the shed with LOL, smiley face. Yep.
Hopefully we'll find out, Tammy.
Yep. One of these days. One of these days. One of these days. And don't forget, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, you got Jake Roberts on the Ghosts of Bacon, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on his YouTube channel and his Facebook page group. If you're interested, he'll be on tomorrow night at 7. And then Linda says, no, the Eye of the Swamp, the plug. Here we go back to the Eye of the Swamp. That drives me crazy, Linda.
Daniel says, could you imagine if that's where the vault is, under his shed?
Oh, I'd really crack up on that one. That would flip out on that one.
For sure.
So we'll see where they dig this year. That's all we heard was that they were draining the swamp and everything's been quiet as a church mouse.
Yes, it has.
Nobody has said anything. Nobody's doing anything. But we got the photograph of the map scanning remote drone in the ocean. We got them painting stakes of all different colors, survey markers. So you know they're doing something.
And some pictures of some beautiful sunsets, too.
Yep, and we got Steve Guptill, got all his boots and pants dirty, too close to the drilling, so they're drilling something. And obviously they're drilling for Spooner silver, looking for the source of the silver. And that's all I got. Nope, Don, they haven't found the magic beans yet. But going into the 9th season, you know, people want things being found or not found in checkoff. You know what I mean, Judy?
Yes. I would like it if they could just start checking off some things for sure.
Yep, Tammy.
I want an answer.
Yep, Tammy, that was from the water samples. The highest concentration of silver was in C1. So I guess they got to look around the island to see where the source is. They're already there, Linda. But I don't know about if they want to get a big dig going as far as equipment. I don't know about the COVID reason again. So who knows? Got to play it by ear. Yep, Spooner silver, Tammy. That's what we call it. Spooner silver. Does anybody want to call in? I'll leave it up for a minute or two. I doubt if I'll be on Tuesday. If I get anything of newly news, I'll come on Tuesday. But we've got to try to save it for Saturday because news is very limited. You know, Judy?
Yeah, there's sure not much there to talk about, is there, John?
I think next Saturday, we'll try to give away, I got a couple of mugs left. We'll do trivia next Saturday.
Good.
I'm waiting for Joan McGinnis to call me back. I'm waiting for another person to get a hold of me. I got 3 people that you talk to them solidly for 2 days, and then you don't hear from them like for 5 days to a week, and all of a sudden, well, what happened? You know what I mean?
Right.
So we don't know until they let me know. I'll let you know, and we always can do it on the fly, you know, according to their schedule when they want to come on. You know, Judy?
Yeah, that sounds good, John.
So we'll set up for this Saturday on Facebook only. Will be trivia night. If I have any kind of Oak Island news, that will be on YouTube and Facebook, and then take a break from YouTube and come on Facebook like we did before. And I started another group, Quest of Space. People want to go there. And then the Quest of Treasure, which is also equal to the Lost Gold of World War II. I'm putting all kinds of things on there, Egyptian things, and basically things that I like, that I seem interested to me. Hope interests you. If not, no big deal. Because I don't want to intertwine all three things into one. You got Oak Island, and that's just Oak Island.
I agree. I think that's a good idea.
Yep. You got the future of space travel and all the new technology that Elon Musk is turning everybody on their heads. That's another channel. And the treasure channel, it could be anything. Treasure, Egyptian treasure, World War II treasure. And I leave that there because I want to leave Oak Island, the Quest of Oak Island, mainly just for Oak Island, period. So let me take the number off here, Judy.
Okay.